Well, look, we're gonna talk about Shad in a few minutes when we get there.
No,
we gotta get to this. We're never gonna get there, right? Here we go about this bump. So we're taking bumps here, and we're gonna talk about WWE signing everything as far as the eye can see, right? As they're just signing up all sorts of talent, right? Nothing new here, really. WWE just went through a bunch of cuts, and now we have a bunch of signings, right? Kind of the same way, same old, same old. Is this killing the business? You bunch of crybaby marks. Is this killing the business?
Pew, pew.
Or not?
Pew.
Mischief. You know who needs to learn how to take a bump? Bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay. Where my dogs at? Bounce with me round. Yo, did y'all see that post 50 put a while back of him falling through the stage? The man just like, yo, if he would have learned, he would have been at Rikishi school then. That he would have been fine. He would have landed fine, no injuries, nothing. But this is coming now. I'm just saying. But yes, it's always great. All these signings are great, guys. We need to realize that everything we've talked about to this point on this show tonight, everything we talked about, from The Rock's TV show to all the signings to Sting, right? To Bow Wow. Bro, this is just putting wrestling back up on the map. This is putting wrestling as pop culture. Wrestling has always been part of pop culture. Always have been part of it. It is now translating it now to this era's pop culture. That's all it is. Everything that we've talked about, from AEW, from WWE, from even ML, like any industry right now, they are going to the limelight. That's why Bow Wow's going to get an opportunity to show what he's got, because he puts butts in the seats, right? Name a 43-year-old that wouldn't fuck Bow Wow right now. Like, come on now.
Me?
What?
I'm not.
Wait, what?
Because you're not in the fan. That's fine.
I'm out.
I don't. Why are we fucking him? What?
Wait,
Talking about the women that were in their 20s and were selling out MSG for fucking Bow Wow 14-year-old show. Remember, he lost his shit to Esther Baxter, bro.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Yo,
Where are we right now?
What the fuck?
Is this episode 29?
Yo, what are you ranting about?
You're talking about...
You know that drug from the movie Limitless? I think JP might have taken it.
You're talking about all the signings, right?
Like the 90% is now working in his capacity.
JP's getting worked, yo. What's JP getting worked about?
What are you talking about right now?
Why you mad, yo? You just mad I am Bow Wow in your brain, son. You like Bow Wow in your brain. You get worked.
It's just coming out with crazy shit. I think we're all just talking about 5 different things right now.
Bow Wow.
So how do we see this being a bad or a con for the industry though? Where can people, what are people bitching about, rather, would be the question here.
So my question is, if nobody's gonna interject, why are people mad at Rick Steiner's son getting signed? Like, where does this sound like a mistake?
I thought he went to play ball.
Bronson Rickster, right?
Yeah.
Big guy. Paul Heyman's salivating.
No. That's Parker Bordeaux. That's Parker
Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Yeah, Parker. Parker's a beast, son.
That
he hasn't been signed officially though.
Who's signed that for sure?
Yo, his tag is dope. What is it? Destroyer of Gods.
Destroyer of Gods, yeah.
That's
self, folks.
From what I commonly hear though is people bitching about how the WWE keeps signing them to put them away or keep them in catering, right? That still seems to be a big issue. And I think if that's the case, I don't think if you take up a show and you make it NXT Evolve now, you don't use these people you've been signing and you just fucking took out of the indies. Like Taya Valkyrie took out of Impact. You took Alex Zane out of the indies. If you're not using these guys, Wait a
minute. You cannot put Taya Valkyrie in the same echelon as Alex, Zane.
No, I don't. That's not even the point.
Taya's gonna come out like Eli Drake, LA Knight. He's gonna come out like LA Knight.
That's fine. But use them. Have them come out.
All on this time. All on this time.
If they
Remember,
come out,
COVID
if you sign them and they don't come out, Because Alex Zane's been signed since last summer and he still hasn't come out.
Yeah, COVID, brother. What you mean?
Is that what's really happening?
Everybody else? Like, this is crazy already. Why did you sign him then?
Yeah, I
Why
agree
are
with
you
you.
trying to get
Bro.
that Taco Bell
He's gonna
endorsement.
be a
Why
star
are you
of
signing?
NXT Evolve, bro. What you mean?
How do you know that? How do you know that though?
There's a
You don't know
legitimate argument here, right? Because we got like let's look back at history. WWE has typically signed valuable assets in the indie game to have them sit and eat shit.
Andrade
in
right now.
So
Andrade, Aleister Black. Look
What are
at
these
those
guys
guys.
right now? If they gone because of COVID, you should not be signing.
Listen,
anybody.
Ricochet is still main eventing, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
No, he's
So-
on main event. That's a difference.
So if you
Oh,
feel so,
the wrong
first
emphasis on the wrong syllable.
the first mistake you have made is feeling as though anyone that's not on TV is just sitting down while getting paid by the E. What we're doing, they're flexing their muscles. They are learning their craft. All these individuals that are at the performance center, they're working out every day. They're working on the promos. Remember the one thing that we've had a privilege of doing is being able to wrestle a lot of these up-and-coming wrestlers, a lot of these legitimized wrestlers, these veterans, right? And the one thing that we do know is that the WWE has the money and they develop people. They have the resources. They made this shit easy. So don't just because they're not on TV, don't make it feel like they ain't doing shit. They're just developing their craft. So by they get when they're switching.
So Eli Drake, Taya Valkyrie, Andrade, Aleister Black, these guys all need development.
So here's my take. This is a business, right? These guys are all independent contractors. I'm going to guess that they took the contract because it's financially in their interest to take it, right? And these are guys that have maybe not had the best time up until that point, right? They might have started making a little bit of big indie money, but big indie money is not WWE money, right? So listen, if they get that check and they get to eat catering doing it, God bless. You know what I'm saying? They've earned it with the bumps they've taken.
But that's not a criticism on the
in the-
talent. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not here shitting on the talent for doing that. Any opportunity you had to get your paycheck, by all means, get that paper, boo-boo. You need to make that money. You need to secure the bag. By all accounts, you make sure you sit in catering and you are the best seated person in that catering. Like you just make sure
You
do
eat
what you
everything
So-
on that
so-
buffet. Like,
But
so clearly.
the industry, the question real quick is the industry, right? How does it affect the
It's a culling.
industry?
It's a
When
color.
WWE just signs all like the top tier indie talent.
You're gonna
To
see
have
Alex
them-
Zane signature no more.
It provides
Right.
opportunity for talent that's developing on the indie scene to be given a highlight, right?
It's the next
I mean,
step,
it's the
man.
next man up
It's the
mentality,
next
right?
man up, yeah.
It's next
Guys,
man up at the
The
end
way
of the day.
the way I look at it, I need to compare it to something like football, right? When you're a high school star, you get recruited by colleges and you get a scholarship. And you know what? Guess what? You don't play your first year a lot of times. Some people redshirt because
That's
they
a
need
great
a
example.
year of development. They need a year of development. Someone like Alex Zane is going to be a superstar, folks. He's going to be a superstar. What is a year him redshirting, developing with all the resources that the E has to offer? That's only going to benefit him. There's not a negative to that. I'd rather have shit when it's ready to the taste. If you rush a fucking pork shoulder, you're gonna have a dry motherfucker on your mouth, man. Some things take time. Some things take time.
Yo, JP, you weird tonight, yo.
Why,
Look,
why,
and
why
that's
is there a
something
dry
that I
motherfucker
want-
in my mouth?
And that's something that I want Shad to know. Things
Whoa,
take
what?
time.
Oh wow, okay.
The E is gonna take some time. Like this ain't some shit gonna be happen night and day.
But you guys are missing like the fine nuanced point here. All right, collectively as an industry, wrestling as a whole. Let's try to think of things as in tiers. Right?
as whole.
If you are on TV, you're like A level. Okay, if you're like top tier indie, you're B level. Okay, and so what's happening is that WWE is signing all this B level talent to stock them away away from eyes, essentially, in large part, so that C-level talent could now try to be B-level talent. If you look at it like that, doesn't that lower the collective GPA of all of wrestling? Because now you're having C's fight to be B's, so that B's can sit and eat delicious catering and earn a fat paycheck.
Nope.
Which is awesome.
But it's not even C talent, right? There's some B talent that hasn't, or A talent.
Yeah.
There's talent out there that hasn't had the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because
Listen, you fail to remember the impact it makes when someone like Alex Zane, Synergy Zone, right, is signed by the Performance Center. The people that he's worked with, the people that he's been in the locker room with, event after event, that know him on a personal level, have gone through a Taco Bell drive-thru with him, right? Now they see he's on the map. Bro, it just makes it that much more of a reality. It's putting it out there in the universe. There's no way this hurts the business. This gives exposure to everybody. It's the wrestling industry should be about everybody eating. This is what this allows to do. Because guess what? Now that the indie show, that promotion that used to have that star, now that's in the E. Now they eating too because they've raised this. This is what they brought to the table.
I see. I agree with you in almost every.
Think about how good Monster Factory looks right now. When you have over 5 of their talents on Raw and SmackDown.
See, I agree with you on almost every single point, but maybe the point is you have that B-level talent like Aleister Black, like Andrade that suffer.
I think he's an A-level talent.
Well, I'm just saying in terms of like trying to categorize it some way.
Yo,
and
that's two former NXT champions right there within itself, man.
And
I don't understand what Andrade's doing back there.
Studs.
No, Andrade's busy with Charlotte, bro. Like, he's fine. I'm telling you, yo, the man is about to marry into royalty. He is fine, bro. He's about to be a heel. Like,
yeah, but Ric Flair ain't got money.
No, he's
got that.
But I'm talking about
baby's on the way.
The history of wrestling. The lineage is he is fine. He is absolutely fine. Andrade's gonna come out with
Conrad money. He got that Conrad money.
He is good, bro. He's in vacations with Charlotte. Like, yo, he's good. He's gonna come out. The one thing you guys are not realizing, the one thing Andrade has needed is always a mic, right? He needed somebody to speak for him, and now he don't have Selena. So maybe he's working on his craft, or maybe they're waiting for the next mouthpiece for him to join. We don't know that. We just have to wait. We patient, bro. Good things come to those who wait. Andrade's getting paid. He's not getting checks, then I'll be upset. But he's getting checks. He's good.
You're missing the point of the argument. The point of the argument is that people like Andrade and Aleister Black are not being used when they should be on TV all the freaking time. These guys are good freaking talents, and they're sitting there in catering because WWE has nothing for them. Like, you have nothing for 2 really strong assets to the company. Not too long ago, this is the same company that sent Keith Lee back to the PC because he needed to be worked on.
They're busy writing better stories.
Well, let's remember that was blown out of proportion. They wanted him to work on shit. Like, and not for nothing, everybody could continue working on shit. Nobody's above working on their craft.
That's true.
The one thing Cody Rhodes that he himself said after leaving the E, he went through all of indie. And why? Because he can always get better. Working with other people makes you better.
But why are you only looking at things in isolation? No, hold on, Vic. You're looking at things in like isolation.
How?
Because Keith Lee has to go back to the PC to work on himself, but someone like Lana or Nia Jax or a bunch of other people who get airtime, who constantly botch or do things that are not the way you're supposed to do them. Lacey Evans, right? We got all these talents, but they're not being set.
Okay.
I like that, but
look at the 3 talents you named. Are they going to be your WrestleMania main eventers?
They play a lesser role. They get away with
that.
They get away with that for the role that they play.
And also blonde.
TV Keith Lee.
We cannot, like JP said, to JP's point, we got to take it with a grain of salt too, because who the fuck are we to say that Keith Lee doesn't need to work on something specifically that they need to
work
on or whatever that they're using him.
Like that's just a memo that he's going across the street to work on some shit. That's what it was. And it was
Yeah,
leaked
but
out
that's
to like
different than
he's
the
to
memo
work on
that
shit.
Alistair Black got. Alistair
Alistair
Black's
Black-
memo,
Alistair-
it looked like a lot like Zelina Vega's
You
memo.
want to know
Only they didn't
Alistair?
wish him well.
Exactly. He's paying his dues for Selena Vega. Come on now. Why do you think Lana went through so many tables?
But
Why do you think Lana went through so many tables?
that is an invalid argument when you consider that he's sitting right next to Andrade, who's sucking Charlotte's tits, who's right
Yeah,
there
that
on
doesn't make
Vince's
sense.
ass.
That doesn't make sense because he's in good. He thinks
Right.
it's good.
So,
He's in a
so
good bed.
you can't sit on two sides of the argument. You can't have, oh, Alistair Black is getting punished, but what about Andrade?
Okay. Can I just throw in one thing? Why are we not talking about former NXT champion Bo Dallas, who has been sitting in there longer than all of them?
Who cares?
That's why. That's why he's sitting there.
JP, you like Bo Dallas?
I believed. I used to believe.
Y'all missed his NXT days. That's why.
That was money.
He was NXT champion in the new era of NXT. Listen, I saw that ladder match, and the belief she hit for a little bit, but that's all it hit. They missed the mark and not putting him in the Wyatt family. That's where they fucked up. If they had so many opportunities to infiltrate him into the Wyatt family. Look, they still have opportunities because the fee is still there. But no, they give it to Alexa Bliss, who feels a certain type of way about being put on the chart as far as money is concerned.
I'll give you another example here. Hold on. I'll give you another example here because I think this is an important conversation to have. Right? Look at Cesaro and Nakamura. Nakamura came red hot. NJPW prospect. That was a beautiful opportunity to have him rip ass. And he did. He tore it up on NXT. Then shit on the main roster. Cesaro, a freaking like freak. He is a genetic freak. Promo's a little rough, but physically, he's got all the assets. You put him with somebody that can speak, Paul Heyman possibly, but now, not really.
Dude, but even that talking smack promo he just did, that's all you need. Let him talk.
Yeah. And his push will come.
It's all right.
His push will come. I think Elimination Chamber this weekend.
He's 40 years old. So here we are back to the same fucking argument. WWE has 40-year-olds who are tremendous talents sitting in catering and signing 20 and 30-year-olds so that they can also sit in catering. We're hurting people because they get a nice paycheck, and that's awesome, bro. Yo, protect your family, protect yourself, get the paycheck. But in terms of like being a fan, and this is what I think we miss in this whole argument, right? The fan's perspective is that I'm the best kind of wrestling I can watch because some of the best that I could be watching are eating catering because there's no creative for them because you've got a bloated roster that they don't know what the fuck to do with. That's the problem.
Or is it raising the value of old footage now?
I mean, to piggyback to what Mischief was saying, Ali said it best when he said that legends have paved the road, but when is it their time to walk on that road? When is a new talent going to go out there?
You know what happens with that? You know what happens, folks? Is you guys are forgetting to understand that business moves the needle. Business dictates what's going to play out on the card, right? And you need to realize why was a lot of old school talent being brought back over the last 10 years? Because they were starting the network, right? And they needed to suck people in to pay their $9.99, right? So they need to bring stars that were nostalgic. And what are we about to do right now? They're about to sign that fat check from Peacock. They're back in that zone of need to make sure to bring that nostalgia back. Get these eyes on the product because the viewings, they gives the numbers, right? So the fact that you're saying we need to remember people are wrestling longer now. Just because somebody's about to be 40 and now they're getting a push, they can have a CM Punk career. CM Punk did not have a long career in WWE.
But CM Punk and DDP, for example, who started late also, right? That's not what's happening. Right?
Isn't it better? Isn't it better?
That used to be one-offs. That used to be, there was a DDP and there was a CM Punk. But now it's everybody.
Exactly. And isn't that better for the business when somebody like John Cena isn't fucking pigeonholing the number one spot for 15 years? When you have people that hold the spot for 3 to 5 years and then the next man up, isn't that better for the business? Especially in an era of people making the most money ever?
We're not talking about booking at the top of the card. Like we're like these guys are getting no love anywhere. Cesaro, Nakamura, like where were they? Only recently have they even been on the card.
But to be fair, has Cesaro, Nakamura been what Vince sees as a main eventer? That's the one thing that we're complaining all the time. Vince is still pushing the buttons, bro. Every time Mischief is pushing buttons there, that's what Vince is doing throughout everything. It's up to him.
What's this button do?
Nothing. Oh, it does Foco.com. Guys, if you want your officially licensed merchandise, you gotta go to Foco.com. They got your WWE, your NFL, your NBA. Yo, you want that MLB shit? Yo, they got all of it. Go to Foco.com today. They got your official WWE bobbleheads. And if you have not entered our competition, we got a competition on Twitter for a free Ronda Rousey bobblehead. But if you want to go get your stuff at Foco.com, use HPC10.